Hi everyone, welcome to Feeling Sisters with Sal. For today's episode, I don't have a guest, I have a friend. so, we have Christine over here. She has so much things to share, about her journey. Okay, Christine is right now in a spiritual journey,
Yes.
right, Christine? But before we start, because I already know a lot of stuff, we both know a lot about. She has been with a lot of things with Feeling Sisters and also different workshops that we had. That's why we bonded already. So I'm gonna start yapping. Christine, tell us first, something about yourself first.
I was born in Boston, Massachusetts, to Mary and Tom. And Tom is an immigrant from Ireland. And my mother's parents are from the same village as her. Although I was born in America, I grew up in Ireland. And
I didn't know that.
Yeah. I grew up in Ireland. And I've had a really colorful life. Very colorful
Okay,
life.
so
A lot of
then we're
experience.
gonna dissect this color.
Sure.
So let's do a flashback first. So you are an immigrant. You grew up in Ireland. When did you move to? Because right now you're already in Maine, right? When did you move to Maine?
I moved to Maine in around 1998, I want to say, right before my twins were born. They were born in 99. So right before they were born.
So you established a family during that time.
Yes, I had 4 children from 1995 to 1999.
4 children.
Yes.
And how was it being such a lovely mom raising your kids?
It was overwhelming. It was a nightmare. Everybody was in diapers. It was crazy town. And I also had a son who was diagnosed with autism as well when he was 3. So I had an autistic child, 2 children in diapers, and another child that was just a little bit older than him.
I see. So they're just like one after
The other. Well, they all came together. They all left together too. So that's the only good part about that.
What do you mean? Explain to us when you said that when they all came together and also left
Well, it's
together.
very chaotic in the sense that they were all in diapers, but they all became adults together too. So there isn't that component of, I think, a lot of people who stagger their children find that they're doing children a lot longer, say, than I didn't plan it that way. It just came out that way.
Now, with your family setting, were you a career woman or you're a full-time working mom?
I came from, because they're immigrants and I'm not sure, excellent work ethic. That's what we're here for.
Yes.
You're here to win. And when you're here to win, you do what you got to do. But as far as like establishing a giant career, no. The only huge thing my parents were was education. My father only went to probably maybe the 6th grade. One of the smartest guys I know, loves to play the stupid Irishman. If you meet him and he's trying to play cute with you like he doesn't know anything, he knows everything. So he had an excellent work ethic, and so did my mom.
I see. So you took some of their traits with regards to being driven, because it's like when you mentioned as an immigrant, you're here to make it. And
Yeah.
now, as a mom, what would be your most difficult challenge?
The most difficult challenge that I faced recently was that in 2015, my oldest son, who was 20 at the time, accidentally shot and killed my 19-year-old son, who was autistic.
So there has been some accident that has occurred.
Yes. Yeah.
How was that? Because like you have 2 wonderful kids, and an accident happened. How did you cope up as a mom?
I don't think there's anything that's ever going to prepare you for the loss of a child. I'm going to be honest. There is this really serious expectation that your child will bury you.
Yes.
So there's no pain like it. I'm going to be very honest about that. I literally could not breathe. The pain was so bad. I always had a walk with God. I knew spirituality. I believed in a higher power, but I had taken under some spiritual journey prior to him passing. So that by the day that I found out about it, and I was at my house, he was at his father's house. He passed away in his dad's house, and as I was driving over there, Sal, no one would pick up the phone. I must have thrown 70 numbers out there, nothing. And then I got to the settled lights, and I was like, "Oh, I'm talking to the wrong thing. I'm trying to call people who could help you with this." Mm-hmm. And I prayed at a settled lights, and I heard very clearly, "I have Tom. Now go be Seamus's mother."
Oh, that is a powerful message.
Very. And my spiritual journey even solidified then. Mm-hmm. So for me, it was the worst day of my life, but the best day of my life at the same time.
It's very fascinating because like we share similar stories. I'm not sure if you're familiar with that part of my life when I also prayed. Mm-hmm. And the first time I hear...
I saw it, yeah.
Exactly.
It's very
real.
Very real.
But it's, it's a point of our life where you feel like it's at the end of it. And it's really just a start of a new cycle, a new journey.
Like the dark night of the soul, I'm actually going through another one now. Mm-hmm. In my chart, I have a Scorpio and Venus, and people can believe or not believe, but I do believe that you do come to times where you're going to have to wrestle with yourself, mm-hmm. wrestle with God, and wrestle with why are you here and what is happening and what's going on here. Mm-hmm. And I think if you want to have a fulfilled journey, I think that you really need to look at that. So I'm currently going through the same thing, mm-hmm. but I've also found that even telling you the story of my life, I can see all the areas that prepared me for every single, I call them assignments. I don't know what everybody else calls them.
So these assignments that you have right now, when like with your journey in mm-hmm. spirituality, mm-hmm. What can you how to say this? What makes this journey for mm-hmm. you in these assignments? Like, is there a companion? Is there, where do you anchor yourself?
Oh, I have an excellent family. Mm-hmm. I really do. I have. I can say too, my grandmother also lost a child. He was working in Boston on a building that my father was on the job site as well, and he fell off the building. So I've watched people who've been put in serious places in my life and how they handle the same thing. And as I was going through what I'm going through now, what I went through then, it's so important for people to understand this is just life. Mm-hmm. Life is happening to you. Nothing special is happening to you. No matter how horrific mm-hmm. it is, it has happened to somebody else. This is life.
See, I was so surprised last time you visited because when you came to me, for consultation, I was reading and, it's like when you came with, it's like your mind was all clear that you're just experiencing life just like anyone else. And there's nothing different that mm-hmm. nobody has gone through. And right. I never see life as like that. I mean, I have a different view, but your view just, even enlightened me even more. Right. Like you have so much to share, from now that you are in your journey. Mm-hmm. Now, is there anything that you can share to anyone who's watching us who probably has faced similar settings in life mm-hmm. where, family could have left us, earlier than what people would have always mm-hmm. dreamed of? Is there any message that you can share for?
I would say to embrace your pain. It's valid. It's very valid. Don't let anybody tell you how long or fast you should recover from this loss. It's not their loss, it's yours. However, you really also need to understand, like I said, every single time someone dies, that is someone's child.
Yes, from every ending is a new beginning for someone. Yeah. That is fascinating.
And you can be so special, but you're not so special that life doesn't apply to you.
So you've embraced that. This is your mantra now, I believe. Then.
Yes, yes, it is.
And I'm very grateful for for you sharing us your story. And I'm pretty sure it's difficult. Situations like this to our loved ones, it's never easy. But you're here. You're doing amazing. You're in your growth. I feel like you're doing your spiritual journey. You're awakening, like what you've mentioned. You're going through your dark night of the soul, which means in a way it's like purging our shedding of our shadow side.
I don't know how to explain it to people. It takes a long time of embracing it for you to even get excited about dark night of the soul, in the sense of like, wow, what is going to be revealed to me next? Because this is so painful, especially too, I think you are putting a lot of stuff in the past and choosing to move forward a different way. So I think there's a lot of emotions involved in that. So try not to drown there. Try not to stay victimized. Understand that life is just happening to you, but don't push your pain away and act like it's not real, or you're not entitled to it, or you're just feeling bad for yourself.
So acknowledging the pain,
yes,
and not living in pain, but when you acknowledge it, you can start living again, because that's the process for healing at the same time.
Yes,
it's funny because we're never this serious when it's just the two of us. But since there's so many people watching, we're just like, okay, we gotta be serious. But I am so grateful for you for coming into our show. I feel like this is the first time that I had a friend who's guesting here, and for everybody who is watching there who has faced similar difficulties in life. Like what Christine was sharing with us, like life happens, and just like any other day, there will be endings and new beginning. May it be a big ending or a small ending, but it's a cycle, and we're constantly shedding our skin. We're always, going through different challenges. But after the challenge, it's a better you that always comes out. And that's it for today. And I'll see you guys again with Feeling Sisters with Sal. Bye, guys.